Thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for being here. Ms. Wilson and Ms. Devine, thank you for joining us. First of all, it's, I simply steer the ship. We've got exceptional police officers, exceptional command staff that lead this young department, and it's an exciting time. Although we acknowledge it's challenging times for law enforcement, it's a very exciting time in the city of Columbia and with our police department. And we're very excited to update you on the implementation process for body-worn cameras for the City of Columbia Police Department. And if I could, I'd like to give just a kind of a quick overview of where we were and how we got to where we are now. As you heard us mention, over the last 18 months in particular, we talked about having 12 cameras that we called it a pilot program that we had in the entertainment districts. Essentially, our officers that were working in 5 Points, they were having a lot of interactions with students or young adults and in a Vista. But in December of 2014, the mayor announced his Justice for All initiative, and that coincided with President Obama's directive to form the President's Task Force on 21st Century Policing. So it was an opportunity for us to really commit. And at that time, we committed to placing body-worn cameras on all our officers, and we began that exhaustive process. That responsibility was assigned to Captain Joe Rowson and his staff. He was assisted by Catherine Hartley Benson and Chris Carazales, and they began looking at over a dozen vendors, just researching and evaluating, and then they refined that down to 6 and further down to 4, and then we did a very exhaustive T&E period over the summer, where we had 15 officers that participated in this evaluation of these different products, and that's how we arrived where we are today. We selected the Coban, it's called the Echo body camera, and that's what our distinguished model is displaying today. It's worn center mass. It has a built-in audio mic. A couple of the things that we looked at that I think is important to note as we were doing the evaluation is we looked at obviously the durability of the camera, the process of uploading the data, the memory, the battery life. We worked 12-hour shifts, but most importantly, we wanted to explore field of view, the focus, distortion and color and sharpness. And one of the things that was particularly important to us was we wanted it to best reflect what our officers see. And what I mean by that is we didn't want to have enhanced footage that would depict something beyond what the officer was able to see, or in terms of the view, the scope of the view, the depth, brightness, or focus. So this best fit that criteria, and we're very happy with it. It also is the same product or manufactured by the same manufacturer that does our in-car cameras, our Coban system. So we already have the infrastructure in place in terms of data downloading and storage. So it puts us on very solid ground with a very proven company, and we're very excited about that. The other thing that's important that I wanted to mention, and the mayor mentioned it briefly, was the importance of the President's Task Force recommendations on 21st century policing. That recommendation, or the result of that task force, was 59 recommendations with 92 action items for federal, state, and local law enforcement to follow. And this, the purpose of this is really to build legitimacy and trust in the community between the communities we serve and law enforcement. But it focuses on 6 areas which are referred to as pillars. The first one being building trust and legitimacy. The second one is policy and oversight. The third is technology and social media. And number 4 is community policing and crime reduction. 5, officer training and education, and 6, officer wellness and safety. The body-worn camera program perfectly fits in Pillar 1 and Pillar 3, building that trust and legitimacy in the community, and then embracing technology to help us be a better police force. So as we continue to move forward with advances in technology and advances in how we build more public trust, accountability, and demonstrate transparency, this is that additional step. This isn't the silver bullet by any means, but I think this is certainly something that's important. It's the policing of the future. We're one of a number of law enforcement agencies that are embracing technology, and one of the things that I've said a number of times when it comes to our staff is there's been zero pushback from our officers, and it's been embraced. And generally speaking, what you hear when you hear national conversations about body-worn cameras is, it does strengthen accountability and trust in the communities. It reduces complaints. It reduces uses of force. But I put an asterisk on that. You've heard me talk about, we had last year 168,000 citizen encounters. We only had 108 uses of force. That's incredible. So, yes, this is an extra layer of accountability and our ability to quickly get to the bottom of problems when they arise. To me, I look at it as an additional tool to further support the professionalism that already exists here. I think it'll be a great tool, and it'll have a significant evidentiary value. It'll just further strengthen our ability to solve crime. So I look at it to be a plus when it comes to evidentiary use. I think it's going to create teaching moments for us. We'll learn from things that we do, things that will improve. We'll identify things we can do better through reviewing video. And I also think it'll mitigate frivolous lawsuits. I think we'll be able to quickly resolve an issue that might arise through just review of a videotape. So this is a win all around for the police department, for the city, and for the citizens we serve. And again, I can't thank our staff enough for the work that they do. It was exceptional. And I can't thank our hardworking men and women that are going to be wearing this equipment for the job that they do every day to keep us safe. And we can take any questions.